Good day, beautiful people. Today we will be talking about the TikTok ban. I know there are tons of American users and they are up in arms about what could happen come tomorrow on Sunday, January the 19th, as far as the ban is concerned. So I'm just going to go through this timeline a little bit and talk to you about what has been happening since last year. April 20th, 2024, the House, in an overwhelming 360 to 58 vote, passed the legislation against TikTok, with Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries saying in a statement the legislation was designed to address legitimate national security and privacy concerns. 3 days later, the Senate passed the vote 80 to 19 to pass the bill. Senator Maria Cantwell said was done to prevent foreign adversaries from conducting espionage, surveillance, malign operations, harming vulnerable Americans, our servicemen and women, and our U.S. government personnel. On the 24th, President Joe Biden signed the bill requiring TikTok to be sold or banned, provoking a response from the platform, which claimed in a statement it invested billions of dollars to keep U.S. data safe and our platform free from outside influence and manipulation. May the 7th, 2024, TikTok filed a lawsuit against the federal government, arguing that American users were having their First Amendment rights violated. May 14th, 8 TikTok users sued the federal government, accusing them of First Amendment violations and calling the ban unconstitutionally overbroad. December the 6th, the U.S. Court of Appeals denied TikTok's petition to review the law against TikTok after the court's 3-judge panel said national security concerns outweigh TikTok's First Amendment rights. And that's a little interesting because TikTok is not an American company, so I'm not sure how the American rights or the First Amendment rights apply. December the 16th, Chew met with Trump at his Mar-a-Lago estate and argued an injunction from the Supreme Court, which is ultimately not granted, would give Trump's TikTok-friendly administration time to comment on the matter. So there you have a pretty large difference with President Joe Biden and his administration and Donald Trump and his administration already on their thoughts and views about how to handle TikTok. The way this sounds so far, even if TikTok is banned come January the 19th, Donald Trump will be inaugurated on January the 20th, and I'm sure shortly after that, there'll definitely probably be some changes or the ban will be reversed. On the 18th, the Supreme Court announced it would review TikTok challenge against federal court law that could potentially ban the app. On December 27th, Trump opposed the potential ban of TikTok in a court filing, arguing if the Supreme Court intervenes, he could secure a political resolution after his January 20th inauguration that would keep the app in the U.S. Okay, and that's exactly what I was saying. And I'm sure that's why the push was to ban it on January the 19th before Biden left office. January the 3rd, the Justice Department asked the Supreme Court to uphold the law forcing the ban or sale of TikTok despite Trump's support of the app. January the 6th, the People's Bid for TikTok told Fox News he planned to buy the app and he would need Trump's help to do so. Billionaire Frank McCourt's Project Liberty announced a proposal to buy TikTok's U.S. operations, but not its algorithm. January the 10th, the Supreme Court heard oral arguments over the law requiring TikTok be sold to a U.S. company or face a ban. January 13th, Chinese government officials have considered selling TikTok's U.S. operations to Trump-allied billionaire Elon Musk if the Supreme Court does not stop the ban from going through on January 19th. January 14th, ByteDance would likely expect $40 to $50 billion for the platform's U.S. operations. January 15th, TikTok CEO Shou Zi Chew is expected to attend Trump's inauguration, according to the New York Times. And that right there is definitely a sign to a sure shoe in for the company coming to some type of positive resolution as far as this ban is concerned, with the CEO of TikTok, Chew, and Donald Trump coming together. On January the 15th, Trump, who takes office one day after TikTok is banned, is considering an executive order to suspend the ban's enforcement for 2 to 3 months. January the 16th, 2025, Schumer said it is clear that more time is needed to find an American buyer, noting the Senate Democrats' failed attempt to pass a bill extending the January 19th deadline, and arguing lawmakers for a solution that keeps TikTok in the U.S. while also protecting Americans' data. January 16th, the Biden administration does not plan to intervene against the law forcing TikTok's ban or sale by January the 19th, according to multiple outlets. One day after NBC News reported Biden's team was exploring options on how to avoid the app being shut down. Biden also won't take action to enforce the ban against app stores or internet providers. To bring this up to date, January 17th, yesterday, the Supreme Court ruled the law does not violate the First Amendment rights of the app and its users, upholding the federal government's national security argument and leaving TikTok open to a ban on January 19th unless it is sold to an American company. So as of this point, January the 18th, I do not believe it has not been sold to an American company, so it will be banned in some capacity come January the 19th. Now, January the 20th, who knows what's going to happen with Trump taking office, and like I said, shortly after that, I'm sure they'll come to some resolution, and this ban will be lifted, or it will, its U.S. portion will be sold to some American based company, which is interesting if Elon Musk is interested in buying it because he's not an American. But anyway, gonna leave that alone. Also on January the 17th, yesterday, Trump has shown support for keeping TikTok in the U.S., said the court's decision was expected and that his decision on the app will be made in the not so distant future, but he needs time to review the situation. Just a few other things to add to this whole situation. Trump is considering suspending the ban. TikTok will likely disappear from app stores, and even if users have already downloaded the app, TikTok has reportedly suggested the platform be disabled in the United States when the ban takes effect. A wide range of companies have shown interest or been reported to consider the purchase of TikTok. China has vowed to block the sale of TikTok's algorithm. Some of the U.S. companies that are considering buying TikTok is McCourt's Project Liberty. Amazon has also been identified as a potential buyer. U.S. Oracle and Walmart could potentially make a joint bid for TikTok as well. Microsoft could return to the table. And so those are just some of the companies that have some interest in buying TikTok's U.S. portion of ownership. If the app shuts down in the U.S., all of Americans' TikTok's user data could be moved to China. In the event that the app is banned from the U.S., a precedent was set for such a move in 2020 when TikTok operations ended in India and left the app and ByteDance with access to millions of Indian users' data for years after the shutdown. And this is not good. There are about 170 million American TikTok users. So at the heart of this whole situation, the federal government's issue with TikTok is a national security and data privacy concerns linked to the app and its ties to China. U.S. officials have claimed the Chinese Communist Party could use the app to spy on Americans or influence public discourse. TikTok has shut down claims it is beholden to the Chinese government. The app's CEO told Congress he disagrees with the characterization. I don't know the full story or situation with that, but China is a communist country from what this is saying. And if that is so, I'm pretty sure those companies don't have 100% saying what happens to it over there. So TikTok is saying that they are not beholden to the Chinese government, but who knows how true that is or not. And the United States is saying that TikTok is a national security and data privacy risk because of its ties to China. So that is the whole basis for this whole ban and this whole situation. Either way, it's a loss for American users' information because if they already have this access to the user's information, then American users have already volunteered and agreed to have it shared. And however, if it's banned, the information is still shared and it's lost, and TikTok still has access to it for years to come or forever. So either way, the information is out there, and it's just a matter of how they go and they move forward from this point. But I want to hear what you all think about this TikTok ban. We'll see what happens as of January the 19th and then January the 20th after the inauguration. As far as this TikTok ban is concerned, I am personally not a TikTok user. I've just tried not to use any other apps that I could avoid because it's just very time consuming, and it really has and takes effect of your time and eats up your time when you get distracted. And it's just always been something about TikTok. I think it's like how the logo looks, like that blurry look. And when I see stuff like that, it immediately throws me off. It just feels like just something's not right. But I know that a lot of people are successful and they're using TikTok and they're making money off of it, becoming extremely successful and popular. It's just never been something I've been truly interested in, and I'm probably going to end up getting rid of Instagram as well because I don't use it that much. I just really don't see the purpose of it. But to each his own, and I know that each of these apps have tons and tons of benefits. But you just let me know what you all think, and thank you all for watching.